So today we're going to work on Anki, and I'm going to load Anki on my MacBook. What you're going to see here is very similar to what you can do on the iPad. And in particular, we're going to work on adding a note that turns into two cards. Okay, so that's the one skill that we want you to get today. Okay, so I'm going to open up my general deck. You can see that there's several sub-decks. So there's some books that I've been reading, some notes I've taken. There's German where I'm practicing the articles. There's some French that I'm working on. Quotation practice, that was how I worked on the Memory Palace for a while. Okay, so we open up General TK and we go to Add. So same thing you can do on the iPad, you can go to Add. Okay? And it's this card type. So if you look at the card types, you want basic and reversed. It'll say basic and reversed on the iPad. And so we're going to be doing something with spreadsheet. So here's a note about spreadsheet. Okay. And on the front of our card, we say spreadsheet formula, and we'll put it in caps, count A. And on the back of the card, we put spreadsheet formula that counts all non-blank. Okay, so as long as there's something in the cell, it'll count it all non-blank cells in a range. Okay, so that's the answer. But we'll see that sometimes you want to ask yourself when you're studying, well, what is that formula? Okay, so I remember there's a formula that counts all the cells that are non-blank, but which one is it? Other times you want to know, well, okay, count A, what does that do? So both are valid things to practice. Okay, so we'll add that. Okay, so we added one note. So in Anki, this is called one note, but what you'll see is that there's two cards that have been added. Okay, so when you're in the Anki program on a computer, on a laptop, you can go to Browse. Okay, so now when we browse, if you look over here, there's lots of different things you can do, but we're going to look at added today. Okay? So what we added today, you'll see that there's these two different things that were added, even though we just added one note. So when we look at the cards, we see that we have card 1, which is spreadsheet formula count A, and then card 2 reverses that spreadsheet that, so it has the answer, and they say, oh, yeah, that's count A. So we have those two. Okay. So one note gave us two cards. Later on, we'll learn how to make 12, 13 cards from a single note. But that's, for now, that's what you want to do. So in order to do this, take a screenshot of the note that you made and put it into Anki for count A.